Welcome to this course on economics of production. This subject focuses on how resources are transformed into goods and services, how producers make decisions about inputs and outputs, and how these choices affect efficiency, cost, and supply in the broader economy. Production economics sits at the intersection of economic theory and real-world decision-making. It is especially important in times of changing circumstances, resource scarcity, technological shifts, environmental concerns, and fluctuating markets. Our goal in this first module is to understand the basics of production functions, input relationships, and factor use. Section 1: Background and changing circumstances. Production is never static. Producers operate under circumstances that constantly change, such as resource constraints, land, water, minerals, labor, and capital are limited. Technology shifts, new machines, automation, or digital tools reshape production methods. Environmental and sustainability concerns, how to produce efficiently while preserving resources. Market pressures, competition, consumer demand, and global supply chains. Understanding production economics helps us analyze how best to allocate scarce resources to maximize output while minimizing waste. Section 2: Production with one variable input. Let us begin with the simplest production scenario, using one variable input while holding others constant. Imagine a small farm with fixed land but variable labor. As more labor is added, output initially increases at an increasing rate, then at a decreasing rate, and eventually may decline. This gives us three stages. Increasing returns to the variable input, each additional worker adds more to output. Diminishing returns, extra workers still increase output, but by smaller amounts. Negative returns, too many workers crowd each other, lowering total output. This principle of diminishing returns is fundamental in production economics. It explains why firms cannot simply keep adding one factor indefinitely to increase production. Section 3: Production with more than one factor. In reality, firms rarely work with just one input. Production typically involves multiple factors such as labor, capital, land, and technology. When two or more inputs are used together, producers face decisions about substitution. Can one input replace another? For instance, can machines replace workers? Complementarity. Do inputs work better together? For example, skilled labor combined with modern equipment. Optimal combination. What mix of resources yields the maximum output or the lowest cost? The analysis of multiple inputs introduces the concept of isequence in theory, curves that show different combinations of inputs that produce the same output. While we won't use mathematical symbols here, the idea is that producers always seek the most efficient input mix. Section 4: Resource productivity measures. To deepen our understanding, let's look at productivity measures when working with multiple inputs. Average product, output per unit of input. Marginal product, additional output from one more unit of input. Total product, overall level of production. These measures guide producers in determining how much of each input to employ. Section 5: Decision-making under constraints. Producers do not operate with unlimited resources. They face budgets, prices, and availability constraints. The question always becomes, how do I maximize output or profit given the limited resources I have? This leads us into the heart of production economics, balancing cost and returns, a theme we will expand upon in Module 2. In Module 1, we have laid the foundation for production economics by understanding production in changing circumstances, analyzing production with one input and with multiple inputs, exploring productivity and efficiency. Next, in Module 2, we shift focus to cost, supply, and resource allocation, the real decision-making environment for producers.